플레이 영상? 아, 플레이 영상 보여주면 좋은데.
Hello, we are
Hello.
live.
Yeah,
Are
hello.
we? I hope we
Yeah,
are.
yeah, we are.
Okay.
We have a double launch coming tomorrow, so this is a rather special stream. No,
Yeah. Yes, we do. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
good.
just no unbelievable.
it is unbelievable. So it's a very special stream. We have the DLC Battle for Brooklyn, and we have a new season, Crossroads. And my name is Anna Isfalm. I'm new here, so I should probably introduce myself. You have met my colleague Leo, who's also pretty new to the team. So yeah, we're super happy to be on this project. It's a project with a lot of legacy.
You came just at the right time.
Yeah. You didn't fire Leo last night?
No. So for people, I was joking about that just before we went live. But last week we did a stream and I joked that Leo was fired. If Anais is here today, it's not because Leo is fired.
No. We're actually two community
Congrats,
members.
we have two com devs. Yay.
Amazing. So let's take a look at the agenda for the stream today.
오, 아젠다.
So we will begin with the Battle for Brooklyn. We will have a world premiere for the trailer, talk a bit about the story, the gear and skills, and announce a little contest. Then we will move on to the seasonal content, so Crossroads with story, seasonal journey, exotics, some gear, the season pass, quality of life updates, some cool events happening.
일단
and
트레일러
we will end
보여주고요.
with
스토리,
feedback.
그 다음에 기어 스킬 이런
So-
것들
I
좀.
think we can preface all of that, sorry, by saying that if you've been following everything, this is probably going to be a big recap of everything there is to know about what's happening tomorrow.
So Yannick will just
이대로만 갑시다.
I'll just go in auto mode and just repeat the same things. But we'll see, maybe I'll add a different flavor this time.
Yeah, maybe. So let's start with the Battle for Brooklyn, the DLC. So before we get into it, we are going to watch the trailer. Enjoy.
Brooklyn. We've built something here. The bridge. Security. Community. Something worth protecting. But anything worth protecting is worth taking.
You know why we came here! Find it! Explore everything else! Repeat, the division's here! They're in the... What the? Grenade! I'm coming for you, Agent!
To save Brooklyn, the fight starts here. Security. Community. Something worth protecting. Brooklyn is our home. Without you, it'll burn.
Nice.
아, 멋있다.
So we're back in Brooklyn.
Fire and explosions.
So do you want to summarize the
아,
story?
담비님 어서
What are we
오세요.
getting into?
So at the end of the DLC, no, I shouldn't start with that. Okay. So no, the story is we're going back to Brooklyn. So everything is centered around especially one place in Brooklyn, and that is the bridge settlement. This settlement was established a while ago, and while all the events happened that we know in DC, in Manhattan with Warlords of New York, while all of those things were taking place, this settlement was established in Brooklyn and was left pretty much untouched and left alone. There was not much at stake in Brooklyn. It's not a really strategic position or anything. So they were able to thrive. And so we have a pretty independent, isolated community that exists there. But all of this changes when the cleaners come. The cleaners cross the river, come to Long Island. We've seen already some of them in the incursion, but now they are actually coming with overwhelming force into Brooklyn, really intent on taking it over and burning it to the ground. So this is your duty now as an agent to go there and to answer the call to make sure that you're saving the civilians. As you do that, you're going to meet a bunch of people. Some of them you know, some of them you don't, and try to save them.
네,
but
판매도
also try to
15시부터.
understand a bit what is going on here. Why are the cleaners coming here? What are they after? Why are they coming with so much force and so many of them basically, and who is leading them? So there's a bunch of small mysteries to uncover there, but ultimately, and first and foremost, you're here to save people, to save the settlement.
So, as you mentioned, we're back in Brooklyn. This was the starting point in the first division.
Yes.
How did you work with the nostalgic elements?
Well, I think Brooklyn is a great opportunity for us, and that's really the one thing that clicked when we started talking about making a DLC, making a new piece of world, and where would we go. Brooklyn made so much sense because it's this convergence of the past and the future for us. Because, as you said, the Brooklyn is where everything began. If you played Division2, this is where your adventure started. This is where you created your character. These were the first streets that you went through. This is where you met Feilau. So there's a lot of history there. Even the very first trailer, the reveal trailer of the Division in 2013 was also in Brooklyn. But on the other hand, it's also an opportunity for us to show how the world has changed, how the world of the Division has changed and it has evolved. So it's really the convergence of those two things. And we really wanted to make sure by building Brooklyn that we would take the time to put as many references as possible to the original Brooklyn that you may know from Division2. We wanted to make sure that you can recognize those spaces, that you can find some of those anecdotes and some of those Easter eggs that are referring to events that happened. But once again, always making sure that we add a layer of transformation on things because, I mean, obviously, many months in our story, many months happened between the events of Division2 and the events of Battle for Brooklyn. So we wanted to make sure that this also transpires as you play the DLC. You're going to find familiarity and similarities, but also a world that has completely transformed.
So next up, we're gonna take a closer look at the environments by looking at the settlements, starting with Dumbo. We have some purple flame going on.
Yeah, so we have two name zones in the DLC, as you know. One is Dumbo and the other one is Brooklyn Heights. And Dumbo is actually the one that contains the Division2 streets as well, but not just. It's bigger than that. This is also where you're going to be starting your fight against the cleaners. So you will see more cleaners activity and more cleaners destruction in that name zone because this is where the attack comes from. But we really wanted to make sure that when we worked on those name zones, we give each one of them as much identity as we can. So they really have kind of a different setting, a different story, a different purpose, even in the way they are being used by the civilians of the bridge settlement. They serve different purposes. And we're also, even though our map is smaller, what we wanted to do is make sure we have density. So as you run in those streets, you will see a lot of course, your usual activities that you can expect from the open world, but also a lot of opportunities for exploration, for discovery, and
일단 지금 잠깐 맵이 좀 작다라고 얘기하긴 했거든요. 네, 맵이 작은 대신에 낸시 그가 농도, 그러니까 뭔가 활동할 거는 더 많기 때문에 좀 더 좁은 구역에서 더 많은 액티비티가 있게끔 느끼게끔 하겠다.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. And now we are at the settlement. So this is the settlement. This is the bridge settlement. So that's the one I talked about. This is where the civilian community lives and has thrived.
그렇죠. 그게 이제 그것도 아마 중요한 내용일 것 같아요. 왜 클레너가 브루클린으로 왔고 누가 이끌고 어떻게 보라색했고.
To rebuild a bit more, to actually really take control of the space. So you will find when you arrive a settlement that is already well established, that is well defended, that is guarded, as you venture the streets around the settlement, you will also see that the civilians have done a
캐릭터가
pretty good
재료 공유
job
되죠?
at cleaning up the streets, at removing some of all the clutter and some of the
네, 캐릭터 간 재료 공유도 되고 캐릭터 간 SHD 포인트도 공유해버리고
things start to change. And similarly to the Division2 campaign, this settlement will evolve as you progress. So the settlement itself will have visual upgrades. You see that here.
정착지가 이제 미션을 통해 가지고 점점 더 업그레이드되는 모습 보여줄 수 있다고 하고요.
So you're going to see this space develop and thrive even more as you play the story.
그 스토리를 통해서 볼 수 있다고 합니다.
We have a picture here of the map as well to see the regions spaced out. So how much of this would you say would be Brooklyn from Division1?
Well, I think basically, the space between the two bridges is where the tutorial of Division1 took place. So we have a
디비전1
bigger
튜토리얼
map here.
지역보다 한
But
2배 정도 커진 느낌이긴
it's a
하네요.
map that is dense, that has a lot. And as you can see, we have 4 world missions that are directly on the map and 3 main missions that are outside the map. And some of the reason behind that is we wanted to offer a good mix of seamless continuity and being able to jump into a mission from the streets of Brooklyn directly. So you get the mission from the NPCs, you go to the mission, you can run to the mission and have all the things that happen in the open world that come in your way as well. So there's
안전각은 없는 것 같고요. 그다음에 통제 지점이 4개인가 있다고
making the main
들었습니다.
missions off-site and separate also gives us an opportunity to have missions that are that also have a very strong thematic, that have maybe a different tone or a different angle. So that was one opportunity for us to make those missions, the main missions off-site, is really to also be able to have something that can disconnect a bit and kind of breaks the routine of what you're going to get used to as you venture the streets. So we have that mix of both. And once again,
네, 여기가 공간이 작아가지고
as a reminder, the
금방
world
돌아요.
missions and the difference also in world missions and main missions is main missions, you know that it's the same. You should expect the same as main missions in the Division2. World missions, it's a new thing. It's about the size of a side mission. It's a bit bigger than a side mission, I would say, but just slightly bigger. But the big difference is that they are replayable. They are fully replayable, and you can also change the difficulty settings on them. So they will adapt to the difficulty setting or to your global difficulty in the world, and you can replay them as much as you want. So even once you finish the campaign, you will be able to replay them, and that becomes a very quick bite-size content that you can replay for very short sessions. So also an actual faster way to rewards.
So the cleaners
파레이도
will be
가능하다는데
able to
여기 월드 미션으로
and they
얘네가
are
통제점 역할 같이 할 수 있는
with
것
the
같아요.
purple flame. So the purple flame might already be familiar to some of you. It
나머지
showed
3개는
up
이제
during
메인
Heroes Lost
미션이라서요.
Incursion, but in Battle for Brooklyn it's even more dangerous because it doesn't just burn. It takes damage. You'll take damage up front, but then it keeps eating away at your armor even after the flames die down. So this lingering effect is called corrosion. And it can hit hard if you're not ready. So how do you work with this? How do you approach this? Do you have any tips to the players?
Well, kill them before they kill you.
Yeah.
But no, it's we wanted even though we're reusing existing factions, we wanted to give the cleaners especially a different taste. And the idea to build on the purple flame that was introduced with the incursion was very interesting because in the incursion the purple flame you see is it's basically a stronger fire, and we wanted something that had a bit of a different taste. So the idea of the corrosion came in, and what's interesting with the corrosion is that it encourages quick encounters, which kind of plays into a more tactical approach of like looking at the NPCs. I realize I said tactical approach and you see just fire everywhere and explosions, but I guarantee there's tactical gameplay here. But it's really about trying to make sure that you get rid of the threats as fast as you can, because the longer the combat is going to last, the more and more your armor is going to be eaten by corrosion, and what that means is basically you can no longer replenish beyond whatever is the corrosion level. So the more corrosion, the less max armor you have. And that takes a while to replenish. It's not just, oh, combat is over and then it's back. No, it takes some time to come back. So even if you actually rush combat after combat, those effects can eventually stack. So it's really about the kind of the speed of the encounter and trying to make sure that you don't drag the combat for too long.
And there's something else that can help if we move on. Smooth transition.
Yeah.
To the
that beautiful face.
That's
카탈리스트.
So we have the catalyst. It's a new mask that you that can help
카탈리스트.
counter the cleaner's attack.
Yeah.
리스트. 우리 총배라고 하죠.
So this is a new exotic. This is the new exotic that is exclusive to the Battle for Brooklyn DLC. And that mask is very much, centered on the status effect gameplay. So the idea here is that this is actually when you're in a status effect or when you're under status effect.
얘가 되게 특수 효과가 재밌어요.
It's also kind of protecting you in a way from fire.
어떤 식이냐면요. 상태 이상 효과를
So it's really meant to be used in
주면
cleaners, but it can be used
무기 데미지와 상태 이상 효과 데미지 증가
fighting fire
같아요.
with fire in a way.
And it looks really cool.
Yeah, exactly. And speaking of fire, you can even see the effect on it. And once again, our team of artists had a lot of fun with this one because, as you can see, it has this kind of fire element on it, and these light up depending on the speed of your character. So the faster you run, the more light, or the more it's going to burn.
주는 것까지 받거나 주면.
Asking for more hazard protection. So we see you.
There's it's going to be interesting to see. And just to
저 얘도 긴지 빌드에다가 되게 재밌게 쓸 것 같고요.
You get that one by playing the DLC. It's not a guaranteed chance, so you will have to be lucky and get it. But of course,
불쾌하고는 좀 다른 느낌이긴 하죠. 불쾌는 추가 독 데미지를 주는 거고 디버프 데미지. 얘는 이제 상태 이상 효과 데미지와 무기 데미지를 모두 올려주는 거기 때문에 좀 더 딜러 빌드에 쓰기 좋을 것 같아요.
Of the beloved version for the first
그리고 스마트 커버.
So a very versatile skill that can be used both in PvE and PvP. And when activated, players will deploy a projectile that sticks to surfaces, so either the ground or the wall. And this will create a radius. And inside this area, all agents with cover become reinforced.
아, 이 스마트 커버가 뭐가 저렇게 작동되냐?
I covered it all.
You covered it all. No, so yeah, I mean, we once again, this is going back to Brooklyn and kind of scratching a bit at the memory of Division 1. The idea of making a new skill.
영 내에서 스마트 커버가 엄폐를 해야 되는 걸 알고 있거든요.
Once you've consumed the story of the DLC, we wanted to make sure we leave you with also kind of a gameplay memory. Or a gameplay element that then is available in the rest of the game. So the skill made a lot of sense.
근데 얘가 스마트 커버가 두 가지가 있어요.
Well, some of them, a bunch of them made it to Division2.
공격형 스마트 커버, 공격형이랑 방어형이랑.
But the idea of bringing back smart cover was very interesting because I think that's a skill that adds a lot of interesting dynamic for group play. And I talked about the tactical approach with the cleaners, and I think smart cover also encourages tactical play to really make sure you flag specific covers and you help the rest of your team. And also having two variants gives you some choice between offensive and defensive. So yeah, it's just I'm excited to see it come back. I was here in the old days of smart cover.
공격형 스마트 커버의 효과 중에 하나였던 걸로 기억하거든요.
To see how relevant that one becomes to other type of contents in the rest of the game. But yeah, it's gonna be fun. And this one you get also through just through progression. So this one is not a drop chance. This one is guaranteed. At a certain point, as you progress through the DLC and the campaign, you will unlock it.
Nice.
그렇긴 하죠. 저기서 밀리면 답이 없긴 하지. 근데 이제 스마트 커버는 범위형이기 때문에 아군한테도 버프를 줄 수 있으니까.
So if you want to pick up the DLC, you have a couple of options.
그러니까 모두가 동시에 쓰는 게 아니라 이제 한 명이 쓰고 붙어서 싸우다가 전선 이동할 때 또 다른 한 명이 쓰고 이렇게 이런 식으로.
And we got questions before like what's the new gold edition? So it's the one that dropped last
그리고 지금 여기서 이제 골드 에디션이랑 얼티밋 에디션에 배틀볼 브루클린 DLC가 포함이 되어 있잖아요. 이게 포함된 거는 DLC 쇼케이스 이후에 포함이 된 겁니다.
For 15 euros or 14.99, and the deluxe edition will include this cool canvas outfit and canvas weapon skin.
디럭스 DLC를 구매하면은 이렇게 나오나 보네요.
You have to be precise.
Yeah, and it will also include a level 40 boost.
Yes. Yeah, and that's something that's interesting, especially for people that may be interested in joining.
캔버스 아웃핏이랑 캔버스 웨폰 스킨.
Even though the DLC is made for level 40 and it starts at level 40, you can directly boost to level 40. So you can be a new player and directly jump into the DLC. There's gonna be some catching up to do. There's tutorials that we are trying to explain you the basics, but clearly. There's going to be a lot to learn, but it is possible. It is fully intended to be playable by a new player as well.
And on community side, we got a contest coming up. So we have a treasure hunt that's going to take off in June, where we want you to find cool spots in Brooklyn. So stay tuned on our social for the exact dates and the hints on what to find. We will also, as usual, drop the fan kit with launch. So if you're a content creator and want to use some official assets, you should check that out. So moving on to our new season, which also launches tomorrow, we have Crossroads.
Yes.
Yes. So do you want to cover how the story ended last season and what we're getting ourselves into?
크로스로드.
Sure. This is going to be spoiler territory. I hope you have finished season 3 by now. And if you haven't, well, you have less than 24 hours to do that. And if you haven't, well, block your ears now or mute because I'm about to spoil it. But as you know, if you've played the season, so Burden of Truth ends with the comeback of Kelso. Kelso comes back to the White House on a mission, and her mission was one to take down the Black Tusk asset, which was Dr. Summers, and wake up Schaefer. So Schaefer wakes up from his coma finally after a few years of seasons for us and just a few months for them. But so this is where Crossroads begins. So it is, the DLC and the season are two different stories, and you can play them in whichever order. In our timeline, they take place more or less at the same time. So you can answer both calls, but they are not directly connected. And as you go into this season, this is very much about Schaefer waking up, and Schaefer knows a lot of things because, as you know, he was part of the BTSU. The Black Tusk elite and the Black Tusk commanding force. So he knows the ins and outs of the Black Tusk operation, and especially Natalia Sokolova and her plan and what she's been working on. So for us, this is really the beginning. We are entering year 7, and this is the beginning of a new chapter where things are going to change. Stories are going to be, some elements are going to start reaching a new stage of progression. If I even dare say, some conclusions are going to be reached. And that's also the idea about Crossroads and why the season is actually called like that. It's a bit more of a high-level name for where we are at today with the game. But you have the Brooklyn DLC, you have the season, you have the connections to Division1. We are entering really a new chapter for the Division2. So it's, there's a lot happening now. But in that story as well, and in that season, we are going to be starting to answer a lot of questions.
Yes, so part of Crossroads, we also have the Manhunt Scouts. So released weekly with no fixed order to complete them anymore.
Yes. Sounded very excited about that. But yes, I mean, we've made a change to Scouts, so we no longer want to force you to play them in a specific order. They will still unlock in a specific order, but if you come back later and you haven't played them, you don't have to do 1 and then 2 and then 3. You can play them in the order you want. And that leads us to the next point, which I'm directly going to go into about the high value targets.
Yeah, go ahead.
And that's the main reason also why we're doing that, is that we no longer want to force you to play all the scouts to unlock the climax mission, because we understand that for some people, for people who can't play every week, and who want to come back when the climax is finally available, it can be quite daunting to have to do 10, 11, whatever scouts before you can do the climax. So we wanted to change that. So now what's going to happen is in this season, there will be 2 of the scouts that are actually called high-value targets. Those high-value targets, they are the only ones that are mandatory to unlock the climax mission. So you will only need to do those 2 when the climax mission unlocks. You will only need to have done those 2 to play the climax mission. So if you come back at the end when the climax mission unlocks, you just need to catch up with those 2. If you're doing all the scouts every week, don't worry, you will be rewarded and you will get more for your time, and also in terms of story, you're going to get more, more story and more rewards. But it is no longer mandatory. It's an optional activity that you can do just the same as everything else.
And you mentioned the climax mission. So if you finish that on master difficulty, you have a guaranteed drop of the Tinkerer exotic mask.
Another beautiful face.
Another beautiful face. And if you do it on lower difficulty, there's still a drop chance, but the harder difficulty and then master, you're guaranteed it. So what's cool about this mask?
Well, what's cool is that, and that's the kind of the theme throughout a lot of the gear that we've done in this season. It's kind of a callback to Division 1. Because this one is based on the Alpha Bridge mechanic that we had in Division 1, which is the
디비전1의 알파 브릿지를 갖고 왔다고 하는데
2 weapons and to combine the talents
그러네.
of 2 weapons. So when you have this mask equipped, you're going to be able
땜장이 그러니까 PTS 때는 원래 좀 그렇게 따르게 해놓은 거고요. 따로 판매할 겁니다. DLC.
So that's really it's going to be very interesting to see what kind of combinations people can come up with, because that's going to allow you to
근데
make
최종 미션 보상으로 땜장이를 주는 게 좀 아쉽다. 이거 나중에 얻어야 되는 거잖아요.
So that's going to be a very interesting one.
땜장이를 빨리 얻고 이걸로 갖고 놀고 싶었는데
a lot of ideas and
잘 나오긴 했네 디자인.
The build makers have already been working a lot on that one, so I think it's gonna be fun.
Yeah. So seasonal journey, as you talked a bit about with the Manhunt Scouts, we're continuing this, like giving more flexibility to how you play.
버디 마냥 마지막에 준대요.
So this season, after completing mission number 3, the following missions 4, 5, and 6 will unlock at the same time, and you can complete them any order you want to.
Yes, so that's the same. Yeah, it's. We want to move a bit away from the very strict structure that we've had until now. We want to open it up and give you a bit more choice. And here the idea is that since already last season with Burden of Truth, we already made a change where we connected the modifiers to the season journey, and we are leaning even more into that now. But the few changes we are making is that we are putting passive modifiers as unlocks on specific objectives in missions, so you can really target those if you want. You don't have to do the whole mission. You can target specific objectives to unlock the passive modifiers. And then the active modifiers are assigned to as rewards to those missions. So 4, 5, 6 are the missions that are going to give you the active modifiers that are based on the 3 attributes. Firearms, stamina, and electronics. So if you really want to unlock the active modifier of one of those attributes first, you can directly do that mission and unlock that one.
여정은 특별하게 달라지는 건 없네요.
Not even all 3 of them. I think there's a threshold where then you unlock mission number 7. But yeah, once again, you can complete all of them, of course, but you don't have to do them in order. You do them in the order you want based on what's your gameplay preference.
Yes, so you touched on modifiers. So the global modifier this season is called Hardcore. And if you play the Division 1, the attributes just mentioned will sound familiar. So the firearms, stamina, and electronics. And this time around, they return as core attributes.
So the way it works is that we've brought back this idea of the 3 attributes from Division1 again to play around with.
디비전 1 때의 링크 스킬을 좀 따온 형태라고 하네요.
Electronics. And here the way it works is as you take down NPCs, you're going to be increasing a gauge. You see it on the left here next to the ammo count. You have a red one, a blue one, and a yellow one. And as those go up, you're going to get bonuses. So it's a bit similar to what we've had this season with Rogue Momentum, but the big difference here, there's 2 big differences. First, you don't necessarily have time pressure. Those don't go down over time, so you just keep building up. It becomes a currency that you can consume. And what you consume it for is for the active modifiers. And the active modifiers here are really built around the memory of the links, and so the ultimate abilities you had in Division1. If you remember, you had 3 of them, and these were real kind of like moments where you could trigger your link, you could trigger your ult, and then suddenly the fight would turn around completely. And we wanted this season to really be about that. So even though this is filling a gauge to get bonuses, the real fun here is about managing the economy to get your links up as much as possible, because when you get them up is when the real fun begins. So that's it sounds a bit familiar to Rogue Momentum we've had in Burden of Truth, but it's actually quite different, and but it is inspired by the way it worked in Division1.
And the passive modifiers are now unlocked through specific objectives, not just by finishing a mission. And active modifiers are tied to how many objectives you complete overall. The Broken Link active modifier is also available right from the start. So as soon as you jump into the season, you can.
링크 스킬 모아서 만들어내고. 그렇죠.
Yeah, you will get one active.
그러니까 액티브 모디파이어 라인이 좀 더 링크 스킬에 비슷해요. 링크 스킬 비슷하고 패시브도 버프를 쌓으면은 개인 버프 형태로 좀 버프를 많이 얻게 되고요. 근데 전반적으로 적처치시 발동 형태여가지고 좀 어려워요 보니까.
Do you want to take a look at what the season has to offer with exotics?
Yes.
Yes. Please say yes.
Say yes. Please say yes.
So first off, we have the return of another familiar.
아 시즌 특급으로 팍 한 밖에 안 주는구나.
So this is in the form of the exotic RPK.
하나밖에 안 주네.
So you might remember that.
이거 RPK.
Yes.
If you do, make some chat in the noise in the chat.
Yeah. So the pack-in is coming back.
이거요
There's a few items we've been playing around and bringing back
전탄
from the
소비
first
후 재장전 하면은 탄창 용량의 50% 증가.
and this one we've been able to actually
50%
bring
증탄.
back in a very similar fashion. So mechanically, it is very close to what it used to be in the Division1. Visually as well, we really wanted this one to really feel like
좀 애매하죠?
like an echo from the past.
75%구나.
And really be the item.
75% 증탄이고
so
얘가 최대 4회 중첩이거든요.
And the way it works is, you build stacks as you take down enemies, and then on your next reload, you're gonna have.
전탄은 아니구나. 그냥 재장전이구나.
So it's gonna be,
Nice.
allowing you to shoot longer.
We also have a new holster. So the Nimble.
Yes. And Nimble is
이제
so this one is it's not directly
건전지.
an exotic we took from Division1, but it's based on the mechanic of
얘가
of
이제
the first game as well, where you could heal by doing cover-to-cover movement.
이동 시
So we took that
방어도
idea
회복.
and we revisited it. We worked a bit with it and came up with a whole concept for a new exotic item. So this one is also it's also going to be interesting to see
이거
how people can
오퍼제트.
use cover to cover. It allows you to potentially kite NPCs
근데
to get more
쿨타임?
survivability.
10초.
It's also very fun visually because once again
닌자 바이크, 닌자 무릎은 언펠브가 이동 시 재장전이죠.
Actually, there's a screen on the other side, and it changes depending on if you're
Okay.
cover or out of cover or running. So it's
파칸 진짜 애매해요.
it's pretty cool. See it here. See, now it's green because you're in cover, then it turns blue.
피격 받으면 레드야.
Nice.
이런 거 신경 쓰지 말고 좀 특수 효과 좀 잘 좀 내주면 안 되냐?
New exotic weapon skins. So we're gonna take a look at the Nocturne, which is very pretty.
오, 뭐야 이거?
So that's a skin for the Pacan. And
파칸
it's
스킨이라고요?
very orange. It's very pretty. It's Nocturne because it's
It's very black and gold.
yeah, and it emits light in the dark. And as you can see, when you turn rogue, it actually goes red.
아니 드럼 탄창을 맸는데?
Moving on to some season gear.
스티키온
So
탄창에서
first
드럼
off, we
탄창을
have a new
벗겼는데요?
brand set.
오.
So this you can obtain via season pass. And
그러니까
it's
중국
called
애들이
I have
좋아할
trouble
만한 진짜
pronouncing
이게
this.
하는데.
Imminence armaments. Armaments. Yeah,
그런 거 같긴 해요.
maybe?
돈 벌려고.
Close
Yep.
enough. So this is inspired by some things in Division 1 as well.
Yeah, so it's based on the threat mechanic in Division 1. In Division 1, we had increased threat and reduced threat as a mechanic. So we wanted to play around with that and see how interesting it would be to add that to the pool of stats you can have in the game. So yeah, it's gonna be you get a reduced threat as part of the bonuses. If I'm not saying anything stupid, I hope I'm not mixing them up now. But as part of the brand bonuses, you get reduced threat. but then the
파칸이
main version
풀버프였을
of
때
it has
PTS에서
an increased threat
145발이었나
stat.
그랬거든요.
So it's going to be up to you to see how you want to use it. Either you just
그래서
use the
500발까지는 안
name
되지
to
않을까
increase your
싶긴
threat,
한데.
or you use the brands to reduce your threat. And hopefully that's going to be interesting again in team dynamics and aggro management.
Next up, we have gear sets. There you go, the measured
그러게요.
assembly.
백인대장 그러게.
So this is actually also inspired by
measured
Division 1.
assembly.
And a set that's called it's called Final Measure.
Yeah.
And it got a one-strap backpack that we've seen requested so much. Look
we
at that.
don't
Oh,
see in the other
sling
season.
bag.
Yeah, I know, but now we do.
Now we do.
Now we
Yay.
do.
Yeah, that's not the only reason why it's inspired from Division 1. Final Measure in Division 1 was a
아니
very
디비전
popular set that allowed
1에
you to
추억 있는
swallow,
사람들을 다 불러들이려고 그러나?
grenades from NPCs. And this one is it's heavily revisited, so it's not swallowing grenades, but it's actually taking down skill proxies and skill elements from enemies as they enter the area of effect of your gear set. So that's kind of a negation zone around you to protect you and your friends. So once again, interesting to see how that's gonna go. And as you said, yes, one-strap backpacks. They are back. They're coming to Division 2. Not everywhere, so you can use them, but it's gonna be depending on what you wear and only with tops and chest pieces that are actually compatible with it. But don't worry, if one strap doesn't work, there's always going to be two straps. You're not going to lose your backpack. But yeah, this is I think the first piece of gear we're going to make with this. But you can expect to see more one strap backpacks coming to the game moving forward.
Yeah.
점점점.
We also have a
딱히,
return of the Feilau bundle.
딱히
That also has a
별로
one-strap backpack.
좋지가
If you wanna double up. Does that make
않은,
two straps? If you have two ones.
You have two one-strap backpacks. Math.
No. So, how do you get the gear sets? It's through seasonal caches.
You play the game, you can get them.
You just
through
play the game and you get it.
play the game.
Cool.
It's the same with the brand set. I mean, you'd get them on the seasonal caches on the season pass, but you can also just drop them in the game directly.
Yeah. Talking about the season pass, there is some cool stuff to get from the rewards tracks. So players with the seasonal pass can gain access to the following premium tracker rewards. So 10 gear dice, 10 universal weapon skins, 2 outfits, 2 new prestige arm patches. And players can also earn 400 premium credits by progressing through the season pass on premium track. The free track will include 3 arm patches, 1 outfit, 1 exotic weapon, 1 exotic gear, 2 named weapons, 2 named gear, 1 high-end brand piece, and 1 universal weapon skin. That's a lot. Damn.
Did you rehearse that?
No, I wrote it down. I should have.
Pretty impressive. Yeah, I mean there's a lot. It's your usual pack of rewards, but it's packed with a lot and there's a lot of
시즌 패스
new
의상
fun
짜치네요.
items to
저도
play around
이번에는
with,
시즌 패스 구매 안 할 것 같은데.
Look cool.
Yeah, so
무기
we have some premium
스킨도
skins, we have,
별로네. 왜냐면 이게 탄창이랑
we have,
위에 있는 요 조준경 있는 데까지 스킨이 좀 잘 적용돼서 예쁘게 나오면
I'm
모르겠는데
trying to occupy the space because there's a video.
좀 애매해요. 공대방편이 어서 오세요.
Okay.
Look,
let's hear
outfits,
about
yay, pew pew, weapons, streets.
아
Hear the sound
딱히
effects in game.
시즌 패스는 딱히 너무
Okay,
짜친다.
quality of life updates. So progression and objectives. So the seasonal journey objectives can now be progressed while playing with the team. So previously it was only the host that got the progression, and now everybody in the team can progress in the same
Yes.
at the same time. Season
Finally.
finally.
Gosh, Tim,
You finally
what
fixed
took you so long to do that? No, it's a big change. It sounds trivial, but it was some work. But it's great. It's great that we finally managed to do that. And hopefully it's going to make playing seasons and completing journeys a bit more friendly in group, especially since we really want to promote team play a bit more this season. So, yeah, that goes in that.
시즌 패스 한다 디비전 영어로 해야 돼.
Seasonal XP rewards for all living world activities. Main missions and the game modes have been increased by 85%. That's generous.
Yeah, it's also very precise. Don't know why. 85. But
영장용
anyway,
같은 의상
yes,
또 괜찮아요.
we just wanted to
DLC에
to
14.99 달러.
make the completion of the season pass a bit faster. We've seen some great improvements
DLC
already.
14.99 달러
implemented more rewards or more
또는
sources
유로.
for rewards with this season, but it's still not fast enough. So we've increased it. So now you're gonna get more season XP by just doing whatever you want to do.
We also have some changes to the scavenging points.
그 제작
Yeah, let's
포인트
talk about scavenging
재료
points.
포인트 변경점.
Everybody's favorite topic. So yeah, the big change we are making this season, and once again, if you follow all the discussions,
이야기 많이 했죠.
obviously, hopefully this is clear to you by now. But in any case, the big change we are making this season is that you're no longer going to be able to get scavenging points, an infinite amount of scavenging points by just creating new characters. So if you remember, the way it works is as you level up your Shade Watch and your Shade level, you get points in scavenging that you can spend. But
야,
if you
판다
create a
마스크
new character,
예쁘지?
that new character starts with the same Shade level, so you have all those scavenging points again and you can spend them. What we're changing this season is that once a scavenging point is consumed, it is consumed. So even if you create a new character, you will not have that point again. The point was already consumed, so you will only get the points you get with that character, basically, or other characters, but the points that are obtained after the creation of that character. So it's only new points that you're going to get. So this is basically, think of the scavenging points as account wide now and not character wide. We are doing this because we're introducing a level 40 boost, and with a level 40 boost, that would mean that you could just basically create a level 40 character, consume points, delete, create a new character, consume points. And while we were okay to tolerate that,
전에 쓴 것들 보상이랄 건 딱히 없긴 하죠. 그냥 쓴 거니까.
Now it's reaching the point where this could be considered an exploit if we kept it that way.
근데 그거 보상을 해준다고
So
그랬어요.
we had to address it.
네,
Now,
SHD
on the flip side
레벨에
of this, what we're
맞게
doing to try to make that a bit
재료 포인트
a bit
제공해준다고
more
했거든요.
fun for everyone is that we are increasing the value or the rewards you're going to get for your
그리고
scavenging
SSD
points. So we've multiplied everything by 3,
포인트로
which means
구매하는
that you're going to get 3 times
재료의 양
more out of 1 point
3배 증가.
compared to what you used to have. So even though you can only consume it once, you're still going to get much more out of it.
And since this is a big shift, you will also receive a one-time grant for 100% of your previous earned scavenger point.
Yes.
So these points will overwrite all the points you have. So you need to use them before the update tomorrow.
Yeah.
So spend them.
Yeah, if you have points left, go use them now, because tomorrow after the update you will get all your points one more time, and that's it. Then we are done.
That's it.
All your point one more
Then you
time.
just get new points moving forward.
어. SS 레벨에 맞게 재력 포인트를 또 추가 제공해준다고 해요. 이게 보상 아니죠?
Season, I believe. We're working on making it easier for new agents
조사문화
to,
패치긴 해요.
you know, hit the ground running.
네, 40레벨 부스팅이 생기기 때문에 더 패치를 해야 될 필요는 있긴 하죠.
Builds is what I'm talking about. So this is designed to
40레벨만 돼서 재료 공유를 딱 해버리게 되면은 SH 포인트가 무한으로 생성이 되는 거니까.
So one milestone cash is granted for each of the following levels. So 8, 50, 25, and 35. And this is to encourage players to, you know, play around and try different builds. And equipping the gear triggers quick explanations to highlight how pieces work together. So this is, part of a bigger plan here.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's like it's very easy when you work on the live game like ours to just focus on what exists and what do we do to keep adding to the game. But I think it's very important to also think of the experience from a new player's perspective. And as our game gets older, it gets bigger, it gets better, but that means that it might get harder also for people to get into and understand everything. So we want to take a bit of time, especially now that hopefully we're going to get new players coming to the game and more new players coming to the game. We want to make sure that the experience is as welcoming as possible for them and as positive as possible. So one half of that is you, be good, be nice to new people. That's not something we can code, so it's on you. But the other part that's on us is to make sure that the game
고인물들한테 왜 그래?
easier to understand. So there's going to be more changes coming, and this is us basically giving you the
방금
heads up
그 얘기한
that
거 이제
throughout the season we're going to make
어쨌든
more
게임은
onboarding
점점
changes. Most of them you
커지고
will not even see because if
그
you're
점점 더 어려워질 때 신규 유저들이 들어와야 된다. 그렇기 때문에 be good. 고인물들 너네 be nice. 제발 친절해. 잘해야 돼. 아니 우리만큼 뉴비 잘 핥아주는 사람들 어때요?
As they progress, so we introduce item combinations. We introduce the concept of a brand set, and we explain. We give an example. We give you, a couple pieces of brand set and a weapon, and say, hey, those things work pretty well together. So you should try to equip them. And then we do the same with gear sets, and then we introduce exotics. So as you progress, we try to explain all of those things. And yeah, as I said, throughout the season 7, it's throughout season 1, Crossroads of this year, we're going to we're going to
게임을 좀 더 쉽게 하게 하고 좀 더 즐겁게 하는 거는 이제 제작진이 했지만 어쨌든 이 게임은 파티 플레이 게임이니까 같이 하는 사람들이 친절하게 하고 더 이제 잘 해주고 해야 되는 건데.
Maybe. But we're gonna start with Twitch drops.
트위치 드롭스.
Starting tomorrow, May 27th, Twitch drops will be on. So watch your favorite content creator play the Division2 or find a new one. Any partnered that has the drops active will grant you the rewards that you see on the screen. And we know that the previous Twitch drops had some issues.
실질적인
we decided to
내용은
mass grant them because we
쇼케이스 때와 크게 다르진 않아요. 보니까.
For receiving them. So you're welcome to those who didn't even watch. Hopefully we won't have to do the same again. We have been looking, thoroughly at the system, and hopefully everything will run smoothly this time. And if it doesn't, please reach out. We want to hear.
무기 스킨밖에 없네요. 무기 스킨밖에 없는 건 좀 아쉽다. 의류도 좀 주면 좋은데.
Events. So we have some new skill VFX coming in.
Yes.
That's cool.
Yes. So more customization. After the exotic skins, now we are going to start introducing new VFX for skills. So as you can see, we've had a lot of fun.
Skin!
Too much fun with some of those. But these are new elements that you're going to get to unlock by playing the summer event. And you will be able to change the way your skills look, which is something that has existed in the game since the launch of the game.
네, 이게 여름 이벤트 때만 적용될 것 같은데요. 와.
That's really cool.
일부러 밤에 찍었네 이것 때문에.
So, Shepherd XP. We have a Shepherd XP event coming up. We've seen some questions in the community on exactly how this system,
Skill
the
scheme.
Shepherd system works. Do you care to explain for those who
스킬
are
이펙트라고 할까?
Well, at least what I can say for this event, what's going to happen is that there's actually two things that are going to happen. And what we really wanted is, as I said earlier, I
한시
joked,
적용이라서
but honestly,
아깝다.
a big
이거
part of people joining the game and liking the game is the community. And we see that all the time. A lot of people, they come to us, they play the Division, and more often than not, they praise the community and the bond of friendship that all the players have together. As
지원가요?
one reason why they enjoy the game. And we really want to
지원가
emphasize
자체가
that.
렉을 막
And we have a feature in the game called
엄청
the
유발하진
system,
않은데.
that is, rewarding you for helping new players or helping other players. And we really wanted to push that now, especially with
번들
again, the
다셨어요?
big influx of
어이구야.
players we're gonna get. So what we're going to do
차라리
is two
이걸
things.
팔아.
One, and that one is actually a permanent
이걸
change
팔아.
that's going to stay in the game at least until we decide otherwise.
의상 팔지 말고 이걸
It's that
팔아.
we're going to
스킬
increase
이펙트.
how many endorsements, auto endorsements you get when you use the
짜치는
Shepherd
의상
system.
말고.
So the
아,
Shepherd
여러
system,
이벤트?
if you remember,
아,
is
그럴 수
basically
있긴
when
하지.
you
여러
help other
이벤트가
players,
렉 유발할
by
가능성은
using
있긴 하죠.
the call for backup, you get endorsements. You get automatic endorsements if you played long enough with those players. And then those players, if they had a positive experience, they can also endorse you. Those endorsements are a currency, and then as you get special milestones, you rank up in your Shepherd ranks, and you unlock rewards. So what we're going to do is, and that's the permanent change, is that the auto endorsement is multiplied by 3 now. So you will get 3 endorsements instead of 1 automatically when you use the Shepherd system. So this is meant to help you rank up faster. And then the event itself is also going to make the ranks easier to get. So I don't have the numbers in mind, which is why I'm going to be a bit cryptic. But basically, the whole point is that you're going to rank up faster in Shepherd, and we are going to give you rewards, and we're also going to
그럼 맞아. 렉 별로 없으면 팔아도
projects
괜찮을 것
that are
같은데요.
going to reward you for ranking up in the Shepherd system. So it's really about use this call for backup, help out new players, those that are joining us that are struggling to learn the game. Help them out, and you're going to be rewarded faster and better than you usually are.
근데 이거
You
지원가
might have a
올리면
lot of
뭐가
agents
좋은가요?
calling for a
그걸
backup this
모르겠어.
weekend because we have a free weekend
이
coming up.
게임을 오랫동안 했지만
Starting,
지원가를 하는 게
Here we
견장받고는
go,
없잖아요.
May 29 to June. You're waiting for the
I like that you had to wait for it. You were
Yeah.
not sure.
to June 2nd.
There's a lot of dates and a lot of things happening, so it's hard to keep track.
It is. And it will be available on
we can.
PlayStation, Xbox, Ubisoft Connect, Epic, GeForce Now. And any progress that you, what you progress, it will transfer to the game if you buy it after. So recommend the game and have a friend try it out. We will also
프리로
be
사용하는 5월 29일부터 6월 1일까지 프리로 사용합니다.
Why are you whispering?
I
It's
don't
not
know.
new.
I didn't want to
People
scream
know about that
losing my
already.
voice. You can be hype.
I mean, it's fantastic. It's amazing. And obviously, yes, this is. I mean, this is the reason why. Not just that reason, but it's one of the big motivation why we are pushing. Community play and onboarding and all those things. There's a culmination of a bunch of stuff. We have a DLC coming. We have Game Pass. We have free weekend. We have overall some excitement.
연장
I
주는
hope
거,
for you,
남은
at least we
연장.
are excited about where the game is at and where it's going. So we really want to make sure that we
이거는 이미 있는 의상인데
that we
이거
have all the elements to try
국회
to welcome
경비대인가
as many
그건데요.
players as we can and give them a good experience.
And the handsome man we're watching here is the Xbox Game Pass perk. So for a limited time from May 29th, if you are a Game Pass subscriber, you can claim this EMS. Yes, EMS.
EMS 의상.
Good idea. No, it's called.
Yeah.
Cool. No, I know.
Now you know. Moving on, we have some community contests. So the first one ties into this new player helping out a friendly agent. So we will ask you to give your best tips in our Discord. We're gonna create a new channel, and we want you to, give all the tips and tricks. And some of you will be rewarded for your generous knowledge sharing with some very cool prizes. So check out our social to see the exact dates on
디비전
when this
디스코드에
will start.
가입해서 여러 가지 이야기 해달라고 하고요.
And then
someone can share the tips on what's the best way to get the Scorpio, thank you very
그
much.
미끼 한번 써보세요.
That's what
I
all
have some
players
ideas on
should
what
go
to
after.
있고.
No, that's what I want.
That's what you want.
But I still don't have it to this day. I have some ideas on how to get it, but somehow it's just not working for me. So
Yeah.
뭐야, 넌 디스코드 없어?
I'm glad that we finished with the Scorpio. That's clearly the most important topic of all.
So yeah.
Did we cover it in 1 hour?
I think we did pretty well, actually.
Yes, I'm rudely checking my watch during a stream. So. Okay.
Yeah. So thank you so much for hanging with us, and I hope that you guys are excited to play what we're
딱히
excited
더
to hear
Q&A는 없긴 하네요.
what's coming tomorrow. It's both the Battle for Brooklyn DLC and the new season Crossroads. So I really hope
It's
that
unreal.
you.
It's
직접 가다는
It's
영상이 딱히 없긴 하죠.
It's just yeah. I mean, it's we've been working for so long on this.
네, 버디
on this
가방은
moment,
마스터 가야
the
됩니다.
DLC and the culmination of everything, and it's just to know that it's
아,
happening
출입구부터.
tomorrow is just, it's really exciting and terrifying in the same time.
And when we say bye, there's actually one more thing happening that's it's kind of a wrap up. So if you didn't listen to Yannick or I, you can listen to Yannick again. Talk a bit more polished about what we just talked about.
The better version of me. So
And some other friendly faces, not just Yannick.
we have a wrap up of our wrap up stream.
I love it. Thank you so much for watching and enjoy the Dev Diary.
Thank you. Crossroads brings us closer to uncovering the truth behind Sokolov's plans, as agents find themselves in a race against time and the Black Tusk. The modifiers in Crossroads gives the Division franchise fans the opportunity to peel back the years, with modifiers incorporating elements similar to the Division's gear system.
Year 7 Season 1 Crossroads introduces the new global modifier, Hardcore. Reminiscent of the Division, this season players will get their hands on 3 new attributes: firearms, stamina, and electronics, allowing to gain score-based bonuses. The higher the score of the attribute, the greater tier of bonuses you can access, including special bonuses obtainable at the highest 5th tier. 2 cores equals 1 tier. So for example, 6 cores will bump you up 3 tiers. From tier 1 to tier 4, each build's core composition will affect the baseline of where the scores start.
Players can also affect the bonuses via gameplay by eliminating enemies with the corresponding attribute marks. For firearms, you gain a critical hit chance bonus that does not count toward the critical hit chance cap. For stamina, you gain bonus armor depending on the amount of damage you take. For electronics, every time a skill is used, your other skill's cooldown is reduced.
This season, Active Modifier's main functionality is to consume the current score bonus in exchange for a powerful temporary boost. The higher the score, the greater tier of bonuses players can access, including special bonuses should players reach the highest tier.
Year 7 Season 1 introduces 5 new active modifiers, with one of them, Broken Link, not requiring to be unlocked and granted together with the global modifier right at the beginning of the season.
Active modifiers truly shine in team play. Activating one near other players increases its duration for each nearby ally, and they all get the score boost too. In short, you'll keep your modifier active longer, while your teammates benefit from an extra tier.
This season's passive modifiers are reminiscent of the talents from the Division. Passive modifiers are directly tied to your current attribute tiers.
For a passive modifier to be activated, you will need to have 1 or more attributes reaching a minimum tier. For example, as long as you meet the required tier for a specific attribute, the corresponding bonus is active. If you drop below that tier, the bonus will become inactive.
Hostiles are also gaining bonuses this season, shown by the colored marks above them. Firearms mark. Enemies gain movement speed and deal more damage. Stamina mark. Enemies become more resistant from damage. Electronic mark reduces the damage enemies take from skills or attacks to their weak points and further increases their resistance when they have gadgets deployed.
Defeating these enemies adds additional attribute score, allowing you to gain bonuses beyond those awarded by your gear cores alone. Enemies can spawn with up to 3 marks, granting significant boosts.
All in all, Crossroads is a perfect opportunity to diversify your builds, regardless of the numbers of cores they have.
As with every season, Crossroads introduces new gear to collect. The Imminence Armaments brand set, the Measured Assembly gear set, 2 named weapons, Blood and Purist, and 3 new exotics, the Pacan exotic RPK-74, Nimble exotic holster, and Tinkerer exotic mask available through the Climax mission.
Designed to maximize skill use, the new gear encourages creative loadouts tailored to individual playstyles. Longtime fans will also spot subtle nods to the Division in some of the new items.
We continue working on Seasons 2.0 improvements based on your feedback, and this season is no exception. You can now make progress on seasonal journey objectives while playing in co-op, so grab your friends and dive into the new season together.
Last season, we introduced a change that allowed seasonal XP to be earned through all open world activities. This season, we're boosting that Season Pass XP by 85%.
Among other exciting quality of life updates, one-strap backpacks have officially arrived in the Division 2. While currently limited to shirts and uniforms that hide vests and have front space to accommodate them, more options are on the way soon. And by the way, the new measured assembly gear set includes a stylish one-strap backpack, which is available through the free Season Pass track. Don't miss your chance to grab it.
Crossroads brings more exotic skins, starting with Nocturne, an exotic skin specially created to match the new exotic weapon of the season, Pakan.
Scavenging points are now shared between all characters on your account. Each new character gains access to the shared pool upon unlocking the SHD watch. Hardcore characters will continue to use their own separate pool.
Spending points on one character removes them from the shared pool for all the others, so you cannot use the same points on more than one character.
To compensate for this change, you will receive the maximum number of gainable points from a single character upon your first login in Crossroads. The number of points awarded will be based on your SHD level prior to the update. Players with the Season Pass can gain access to the following premium track rewards: 10 gear dice, 10 weapon skins, 2 outfits, 2 new prestige arm patches, and more than that, players can earn 400 premium credits by progressing through the Season Pass on the premium track.
The free track will include one outfit and one weapon skin, allowing every agent to gear up and stand out in the streets of DC.
Celebrate the Battle for Brooklyn DLC and Crossroads release by watching any partner Division2 Twitch stream during the promo period to earn exclusive Black Tusk themed rewards, weapon skins, trophies, as well as named and exotic caches.
Week 1 rewards are live now through June 2nd, and Week 2 runs from June 3rd until June 10th. Don't miss out.
The Division 2 is coming to Xbox Game Pass on May 27th. Jump in now and claim an exclusive 5-piece EMS outfit available as a Game Pass perk.
New to the game? There's never been a better time to start. We've streamlined onboarding and accelerated early game progression from levels 1 to 12 and introduced milestones caches to help new players explore item variety and dive into build theory crafting right from the start.
Longtime players can also count on some fresh excitement. For the first 2 weeks following the Xbox Game Pass launch, level 40 players can triple their auto-endorsements by answering calls for backup to help newcomers.
And of course, what's summer without a summer event? Crossroads is heating up with a bunch of exciting in-game rewards. Grab your favorite chill drink and get ready. The summer fun is just around the corner.
Complete the project to earn a new outfit and a tricolored skill VFX usable with both the turret and the hive.
Join the official Division Discord channel and share your gameplay tips starting May 29th for a chance to win some cool prizes.
With so many exciting updates on the way, we hope all our agents are gearing up for an awesome summer. As always, stay tuned for more surprises throughout the season.
자, 이렇게 해서 마무리가 되는 것 같고요. 뭐 특별한 일단은 엄청 특별한 정리를 하자면은 이제 DLC와 새로운 시즌이 같이 진행이 되는 거고, 그다음에 브루클린 DLC 내용으로는 이제 브루클린으로 가는 거고, 이제 클리너에 대한 이야기가 쭉 진행된다고 합니다. 클리너에 대한 이야기가 쭉 진행된다고 하고, 클리너에 대한 내용에서 맵 내 월드 미션 4개가 있고 외부 메인 미션 3가지가 있는데, 안전가옥이 없는 대신에 이 월드 미션이 사이드 미션보다 조금 더 큰 정도인데 반복 플레이가 가능하다고 하고요. 그리고 글로벌 난이도에 영향을 받고 여기로 이제 빠른 이동이 가능하다고 합니다. 그리고 이제 클리너가 사용하는 이제 보라색 불꽃 같은 경우는 방어도가 없어지면은 최대 방어도가 감소하는 형태로 디버프가 되고요. 그리고 이 시즌이 아니지, DLC에 대한 보상으로 주는 게 이 특급 마스크 카탈리스트가 보상으로 주어지는 걸로 보여집니다. 카탈리스트 총매라는 마스크는 상태상 효과를 받거나 주면은 무기 데미지와 상태상 효과가 증가하는 형태로 되어 있는 걸로 PTS 때 확인을 했었거든요. 이것도 내일 들어가서 좀 더 확인을 해보면 될 것 같고요. 신규 스킬로 스마트 커버가 있는데 이제 영역 내에서 엄폐를 해가지고 이제 하면 되고, 이제 공격형과 방어형 두 가지로 구분이 될 걸로 보여지고요. 그리고 새로운 시즌에 대한 거는 이제 크로스로드라는 시즌으로 돌아올 텐데, 스토리적인 부분에서는 이제 켈수가 복귀를 했고, 닥터 서머스가 블랙터스크의 자산이었다라는 게 이제 직접 제작진의 입으로 나왔죠. 우리가 닥터 서머스 도대체 왜 죽었냐 말이 많았었는데, 실질적으로 블랙터스크의 자산이었다라고 얘기를 하고 제작진이 얘기를 했고요. DLC와는 다른 이야기를 다루기는 하는데 이제 결과적으로는 연결된다고 합니다. 결과적으로는 이제 DLC 내용과 연결되는 내용이라고 하고요. 그리고 이제 셰퍼가 일어났기 때문에 셰퍼에 대한 이야기를 통해 가지고 많은 이제 정보들이 오픈이 될 거로 하고, 네, 추격전에 대한 게 좀 변경이 된다고 하는데요. 고가치 타겟을 잡으면은 최종 미션이 열리는 형태로 한다고 하네요. 그래서 우리가 매주 정찰을 할 필요가 없이도 최종 미션을 열 수 있는 방법이 생긴다고는 합니다. 다만 정찰을 통해서 얻어지는 이제 보상은 이제 얻을 수가 없는 거고, 정찰로 매주 정찰을 해서 보상을 얻고 최종 미션을 열 건지, 아니면 고가치 타겟을 잡아가지고 최종 미션을 열 건지를 플레이어가 선택할 수 있게끔 그렇게 이제 바뀐다고 하네요. 그리고 최종 미션에 대한 보상이 이제 땜장이가 주어질 거고, 그 다음에 시즌 여정은 뭐 지난번이랑 크게 달라질 건 없다고 하고요. 조정이 이제 하드코어라는 이름으로 조정이 될 거고, 디비전 1의 그 링크 스킬을 모방을 했다라고 합니다. 그래서 적처치 시 이제 다양한 스택을 얻게 되고, 해당 스택은 이제 감소는 없고 계속 누적되는 형태로 진행이 될 거라고 하고요. 이것도 이제 내일 오픈이 돼서 플레이를 해보면 알겠죠. 시즌 특급으로는 이제 파칸이라는 특급 경기관총, RPK74 베이스의 경기관총이고요. 재장전 시에 탄창 용량의 75%가 증탄이 되고 4스택 4회 누적이 되는 형태로 됩니다. 파칸 전용 스킨이 또 나온다고 하는데, 아마 이번에 우리 스콜피오 전용 스킨이 생겼었잖아요. 그것처럼 특급 무기 전용 스킨들이 아마 좀 나오지 않을까 추측이 될 것 같고요. 이제 그리고 님블 권총집이 새롭게 나오는데, 얘는 엄폐 물관 이동 시 오포넨트의 방어도 회복 대신에 쿨타임 10초가 있고요. 그다음에 신규 기어세트, 이제 매저드 어씔블리라는 이름의 기어세트가 나오는데, 얘도 효과는 내일 오픈돼서 한번 보도록 하겠습니다. 그다음에 시즌 패스를 사면은 이제 뭐 의상이랑 무기 스킨들 여러 개 준다고 합니다. 그리고 DLC는 14.99달러 또는 14.99유로라고 알려져 있고요. 재료 포인트 변경점은 지난번에도 얘기를 많이 다뤘죠. 이제 부캐런이 막히게 될 건데, 캐릭터 간 SH 포인트를 공유를 하게 되죠. 공유를 하게 되기 때문에 이제 캐릭터 하나가 SH 포인트를 사용하면 모든 캐릭터가 사용한 것으로 이제 인식이 될 거고요. 그렇기 때문에 이제 보상안으로는 SH 레벨에 맞게 재료 포인트를 제공한다고 합니다. 내일 이걸 제공해 준다고 하고요. 그리고 추가적으로는 SH 포인트로 구매하는 재료의 양이 3배가 증가된다고 합니다. 그리고 보관함이 50개가 증가를 할 거고, DLC 구매 시 드롭스가 또 5월 27일부터 6월 10일까지 트위치 드롭스. 우리나라 치즈직도 드롭스 좀 해줘야 되는데 치즈직에 드롭스가 없어가지고 아쉽네. 그리고 썸머 이벤트로 스킬 이펙트가 생긴다고 합니다. 얘는 이제 여름 이벤트 한정으로만 주어질 것 같고요. 그 다음에 이제 지원과 경험치 보너스 이벤트가 있다라고 하는데, 이건 뭐 시즌 이벤트니까 하실 분들은 하시면 좋을 것 같고요. 그리고 5월 29일부터 6월 2일까지 이제 프리 위켄드 해가지고 공짜로 게임을 해볼 수 있는 게 있다고 합니다. 그리고 이제 엑스박스 시즌 패스로 EMS 이상이 있다고 하네요. 엑스박스 시즌 패스가 이제 EMS 이상이 있다고 하고요. 그리고 디스코드에 참여하셔가지고 많은 이야기 나왔으면 좋겠다라는 식으로 해서 라이브 영상은 마무리가 되었습니다. 요거 뭐 특별한 건 없어요. 특별한 건 없습니다. 좀 의상이나 이런 것들 좀 보여진 것 정도 말고는 실제로 내용상의 변경점은 크게 생긴 건 딱히 없네요.